So Tara's going to give us a 6 months later on a thing that was born here and then spread like wild something on the internet called represent.la. You ready?
Sure.
Come on over. And Dory is a lovely assistant.
Great. Good that you share this time.
Hey, so who was here at the last farmhouse and of you who added a beautiful sticky note to this map? Anyone? Couple? So, as Shane said, we made this map at the last farmhouse, and when I got home, I posted the picture on Flickr, which I thought was kind of lame because no one uses Flickr anymore. And I thought about it some more, and I thought, man, we should, put this on Google or something, but as you know, just, making a map on Google doesn't work out so well when you just add markers to it. So then I talked to my lovely friend Alex Benzer, who's the CEO of Social Engine, and I said, hey, can we do something that would be useful? And so that's when we made represent.la, and it's a map of tech startups. Like we started on this map here, incubators, VCs, and co-working spaces. We just added consulting services, hacker spaces. And so that all sounds great, but what's really interesting is that now represent.la is cited in I think over like 30 different newspapers and magazines as the source for figuring out what's the tech scene in Los Angeles. So thanks to you guys and the guys that aren't here that did this last 6 months ago. I think we've really put LA, the tech scene, on the map, which is super awesome. But that's not all. We added the code to GitHub because we thought, well, I know that there are tech communities in other cities outside of LA and the Silicon Valley in New York. So we stuck it up on GitHub, and I think now 30 cities around the world have their own maps to showcase their tech communities as well. We get emails every single day from people either saying, hey, I was about to leave LA because I didn't think that there was any sort of tech scene here. I saw the map and I stayed. I get emails saying, hey, I'm going to move to LA because I see that things are happening there and it's actually more affordable than moving to the Silicon Valley or New York. And the other would be that I have people saying, hey, I just made our own map in Boise, Idaho. And we have a tech scene here as well. So it's not only a local community in here in LA that we can now see just from looking at a map, but now if you look anywhere else in the world, you can see that it's not just in the Silicon Valley and New York. You can go and visit people around the world and hang out with them and see what's happening. So next steps are, aside from the map, we are working with a couple other community builders around thinking about how we can look at interesting data points around the map, like what kind of companies are in LA. More companies are moving outside of the west side and moving towards like Hollywood and Pasadena and even downtown LA. So giving people a better idea about the kinds of companies and where they're moving to. And also maybe not just sticking in the Silicon Beach group in Facebook, but having something a little bit more open and outside of Facebook so we can have great conversations about what's happening in LA. And our local government is using it. So we've spoken with the Mayor's Innovation Council and Eric Garcetti's tech team about using this as a source for thinking about what's happening in LA in the tech scene. So it was kind of amazing that this all happened in 6 months. It's a labor of love by LA for LA. And if you're not on Represent LA and you do have a tech company or a hackerspace or a dev house consulting company or whatever, just go to the map, submit it, and then you'll be on there along with 1,000 other companies that are listed. So that's it. Thank you guys, and fuck yeah, LA. Oh, right. So just because I thought it'd be fun to keep adding more stuff to this OG map, we have some post-it notes. So if you don't think that you're on the map already, just write on the post-it note and you can add it, and we'll put this over on a table over there somewhere. So that's it. Thank you, Ripley. Thank you, Jory. And
I have a question for you, Tara. So when it was built, it was specifically, are you a tech startup? If I'm not a startup anymore, am I still allowed to put me on the map?
Well, what do you mean?
what are you now? Are you like Disney? What?
Well, so that's the question, right? Like there's this gradient between I'm two dudes in a garage, right? And I'm Disney, right? So that the issue was raised last time, like by Ron Evans. The hybrid group is a small business, right? Or like, who else here would you say you're a tech, not startup, right? So like, can they be on the map?
We do not have a category. We don't have a category for that yet, but honestly, we haven't really been asked by anybody to do that. So we added like the hackerspace category and the consulting/dev house category because of the demand. So if that's something that's interesting, then we're obviously open to that. Yeah.
And what category would the farmhouse fall under?
I think you're under co-working space. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.